I'm not even very into makeup. Hi.
Quarter life crisis people. Maybe someday our cup will collect data. We'll collect our DNA and be like, oh, your health today is like this. Wow. Actually, long and media. It's not the end.
this is not like a suggestion.
Not financial advice.
Yeah. What do you want me to call you today?
Call me fat gas.
Okay, I'm Python.
Hi.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I am from Southeast Asian country. I'm currently based in New York. I am working as a software engineer at a financial firm. And I just started, I just graduated sort of. I'm also doing research with a professor. We are looking into language models and learning about how to teach the language model to be a good Bayesian or to do good statistics. Mm-hmm. I also love hackathons. I like puppies. I like cats. Yeah. Thanks for bringing me onto Quarter Life Conversations.
No, thanks for being our guest. Maybe help us understand a bit of your work more, describe your day.
Sure. I work for a financial startup. It's also 2024. If someone's listening a year from now, you forgot what happened. This is mass layoff for tax season. Most of the people who came here with me have left because no one can find a job here. So part of me feels very lucky. Mm-hmm. So I feel like part of me feels like I am not at the end of my journey.
Yeah.
Still a lot more for me to learn. But part of me just fears the risk because it's not a year where it's not 2020 or 2021 where if you want a job you got a job.
Yeah.
But overall, in a not bad situation, but continuously stressed because I'm climbing.
You're climbing?
Yeah, I'm climbing. As in, I'm continuously learning and to keep working hard to make the effort to climb.
Where do you see the top of this hill that you're climbing? Where do you see yourself stand after you finish?
I see. That's a cool question. I realized a few things that matters most to me. One is being surrounded by humble and thoughtful people, and intellectually curious. So people who are lifelong learners. Mm-hmm. That matters a lot to me.
Yeah.
So in 30 years, I want to still be surrounded by people like that. Ideally, I will be in a capacity where I'm at the cutting edge of technology. Mm-hmm. Be that in academia or in industry. And also ideally financially very independent, i.e. I don't have to do grunt work if I don't want to.
Yeah.
I think I'm in a capacity where I still have to do a lot of grunt work.
Yeah. We're quarter life.
Yeah. So yeah, that I see is the land of the ladder. But it's not an end it's more like it's a journey. Because it's surrounded by people. It's about being in a place where I get to do more. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I go there and then I just retire and chill. Mm-hmm. It's like I go there and I feel like I'm just happier. But yeah, the money definitely would help. But I'm not talking about billionaire. I'm just talking about a few million and just not having to worry that one day I'll sleep on the streets or having to think for more than 1 minute when I decide whether I want to buy the better mushroom or the worst mushroom.
You need millions to do that?
I think I need 5 to 10 to do that. Also because if I want a family.
I like how you describe intellectual curious.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really good word to describe lifelong learning and being curious. I think humans are meant to be curious and creative. Mm-hmm. We're not meant to sit in a cell and working on something repetitive every single day. Mm-hmm. So you mentioned you were doing research.
Yeah.
How do you like your research life and how does it compare to the working life?
That's a very good question. Because in work, mm-hmm. the objective is very clear. It's about making money. And I'm glad to be in a workplace where it's very meritocratic. If you don't make money, you're gone. Uh-huh. If you make money, you stay and you're rewarded. Mm-hmm. And all decisions are made by profit and loss.
Yeah.
So there's very little political stuff in that sense. Uh-huh. I am very lucky to have been in a place where things are not political.
It's pretty rare.
It is very rare. Thanks for making me realize that I'm actually very lucky in that sense. Or maybe I'm just so good at the game, at socializing, that I don't feel like it's political. I just see it as socializing. Possibly as well. Work is not brain dead in that because we are so close to the profit and loss aspect. So I'm still doing stuff that actually requires me to think a lot. So I'm very lucky in that sense. But there's an answer to things. Like the answer is profit and loss. And it's very clear when we make it and when we don't. And also we're living in the age where I think in 10 years, in 5 years, we'll see like this whole robotic and artificial intelligence revolution. Or at least it will happen very slowly, but it will happen. And so with research, it's very cool. It's like I'm learning a lot. I'm constantly feeling dumb. And I'm glad I have put myself in this weird mindset where I feel that feeling dumb is bad in the moment, but actually I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure it doesn't feel good to be the smartest in the room either.
It feels good.
It feels good?
It feels good when it doesn't affect your payoff.
Okay.
It feels good when you're just in a room and you're chatting and you're like, I am obviously, but I rarely feel that. I'm obviously the smartest here. I rarely feel that. But if the room is one where it's a group effort and your payoff is relative to the performance of the group or the effort you put in, then it's not fun.
It's interesting that you mentioned artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And you think that it might replace your work at some point?
I don't think it's as simple as that. It's a very fine line. So what I do mostly is two things. I code. So I write programs. I write backend codes. I glue APIs together. I measure their performance. I run tests to see what can do better and stuff like that. Right. So that requires a lot of gluing. I'll call gluing equals grunt work. But also it requires the understanding of what is good and what is bad and what is important to glue stuff.
And that part
requires thinking. And even gluing requires thinking. Today, when I try some of those AI tools, the glues don't work sometimes. And but still, if you trust the glue too much, worst part is if it looks like it works, but you get lazy, so you're like, I'll just trust that it works. But then 1 month or 1 week down the line, your code breaks, and you're like, I don't know why it breaks. So you trusted a false positive glue. The glue feels like it's sticking the car together, but actually it just breaks very fast. It's not the right glue.
I see.
And you don't know why, because you didn't think through the problem. You just use someone's solution. Imagine a homework assignment that is 1 year long.
Yeah.
And somewhere along the line, you just copied someone's answer. And then suddenly, the professor said, it's wrong, do it again. Fix that one problem. And then you're like, I don't know where it's wrong.
That's a great metaphor.
So yeah, I think we will keep growing towards a place where people who do gluing, gluing is not hard to solve, especially when you're trying to build the same thing. Like fundamentally, a lot of things are similar. It's the differentiating parts that are always going to require a lot of critical thinking and understanding and problem solving. Maybe not yet. Maybe not ever.
So what kind of things that cannot be replaced by AI?
I don't know much. I'm still young. But what, at least in my short living, I have seen that it's mostly either you are the best in the world for one skill, i.e. everyone knows you to be the best, the guy, or you have a very good network, or you kind of have like sales ability and being the best in the world for one thing. Because at the end of the day, there will always be problems to solve. And the problems are either A, the situation itself is rational and requires the best in the world to solve it,
yeah,
or B, it's human and requires the best salesman to solve it.
And networking is probably just gluing people.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that easy. It's a lot about making that person like you and trust you and believe in you. Yeah. And that requires, you don't just have to say the right thing when you're seeing them. You have to live the right lifestyle for them to actually trust you and believe in you. A Christian probably can't sell the Bible to a Buddhist. Only a Buddhist can sell something to a Buddhist.
Interesting metaphor. How you get into the industry you're working in.
Oh, sure. I took a gap year because it was COVID, and then I wanted to learn how to make money to pay for my education in the States because it's so expensive. During the COVID holiday, I learned to code, and I coded some projects and stuff, and then I even deployed it and stuff in production and stuff, and it has some results. And then when I came to the States, my first semester, I started just looking for things to do, looking for work, because my mother used to study in the UK. She told me that the moment she landed from the plane, she started looking for a job.
Wow.
So I'm like, I guess this is in my genes. So I started looking for jobs. And then, yeah, I found this unpaid internship. And they liked me because what they were doing is related to what I spent my COVID year doing. And they were impressed with what I did. So they brought me in. Yeah.
How did you reach out to them, or how did you find this opportunity?
Oh, handshake.
Oh, handshake.
They didn't want me to build a website. But then that led to building all the backend stuff that I'm doing today.
Yeah, the job description is now always the same as
Yeah.
what you're actually doing.
But what I learned is that, if I'm just starting out, I shouldn't be too snobby and say it's either Jane Street or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so always start from somewhere.
Yeah, I always start from somewhere. And so even though it was unpaid, building some weird website, it was a good entryway.
That was your internship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how does it lead to your full-time job?
Oh, that internship was at a pro bono place. Something happened, and then one of the guys who I was there with, he joined another firm, and then he brought me along, and then I did another summer internship there, and then after that, I converted into full time.
That guy must really like you.
Yeah, I think so.
What do you think he sees or she sees in you?
I guess I'm a critical thinker, maybe, or I solve problems. Like I don't go there and be like, oh, can you tell me what to do?
Mm-hmm.
I go there and be like, can you explain your problem? And then I'll be like, okay, we should solve it like this, right?
So you are able to identify the problem and drive the problem-solving process as well.
I always ask like, what's the business goal here? Like, what are we doing here? What is your goal? Like, I always try to understand what's in it for the people. So I guess I sort of manage people like that. I understand their incentives, and then it's very easy to convince people or to steer the project in the rational way when you understand what people care about. So once I understood that, to my manager, it's all about profit and loss or stability. And every time we make a decision, I can be like, wait, that's the goal, right? Our goal is to make money, right?
Yeah.
And we can always agree on that. Then we will always be rational when it comes to that.
So the key takeaway here is to understand people better.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. You also know what to say and what not to say in front of different people, right? If you know what they care about.
Yeah. So what brought you into research?
Trying to keep learning and understanding. I mean, I firmly believe that in 5, 10, 20, 30 years, automation and AI will just be a thing.
Yeah.
And this is driven by just 3 things, I think. Compute. As compute gets stronger and stronger, we will be able to help us solve the second thing, which is our data collection is just growing.
Yeah.
Right? There's just more forms of stuff that are collecting data. Like 20 years ago, your car doesn't collect any data.
Yeah.
Right now, Tesla's probably like collecting every single millisecond of data. And one day, your toothbrush will collect your data.
Yeah.
And there's always optimizations to be made to help people be better. Well, people will always want to be better. Like they will always want to be faster, smarter, richer, more handsome, more fit, more happy. Man is never happy. Economics chapter 1. Demand will always be more than supply because humans have infinite demand. So as we try to be better and better and better, and as we collect more and more and more data, and as we have more and more compute ability to process them, we will want to build better and better models to understand this data and to make decisions on this data. So I guess that's where AI is actually just models that take in data and output actions. That's why I want to do research. I want to learn how to do this better. Yeah, maybe someday our cup will collect data. We'll collect our DNA and be like, oh, your health today is like this.
That's a great idea.
Your lip temperature is like this. You are sick. You are healthy.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait for that day to come.
Yeah.
It would be so interesting. I think we're so lucky to live in the peak of humans' accumulated technology. You should need to carry a map everywhere.
Yeah.
To be able to know where to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now look at us.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Like Apple just released Vision Pro. Meta just released the Ray-Ban glasses.
Yeah.
Those definitely collect a lot of data. So if we have 5 senses, we have sight, we have sound, we have smell, touch, taste. Oh, and maybe one day we can put on an artificial teeth that can detect everything we eat. Oh, that would be cool. Tracks your calories and everything.
So you don't have to calculate.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then just be like, oh, you shouldn't eat so much sugar.
You have so many great ideas.
Oh, my brain just farts a lot. But those are cool, right?
Cool.
Yeah. And the more data we collect, the additional dimension of input doesn't just result in an additional dimension of output. It leads to a lot more fusion. Wow. I should long and media. It's not the end.
This is not like a suggestion.
Not financial
for,
advice.
Yeah.
We are really not at the end. We are just at the beginning.
Yeah, it would be really great to be part of it.
Yeah. To build it, to lead it.
Is there anything else you would like to say to people who are in similar age? Do you have any suggestions for them? Or for us? Like, what do you keep telling yourself?
I have no advice. I think I need advice. So I'll definitely keep listening in. So maybe that's the advice. Maybe one thing that has helped me a lot is just to keep taking in advice from everyone. Not to definitely apply, but it's extra input. And extra input always helps you model. I never trust myself to be the perfect decision maker. And one way to build a better decision making machine is to just take in more data all the time. Yeah, maybe that's the advice. I need more
Collecting more
advice.
data.
Yeah, the best way to improve a model is just better data. And then after that, you just need to be a more rational decision maker. Wow, I'm so glad I am where I am.
Yeah, you're viewed as accomplished quarter life people.
Yeah, but I'm not a.
When I think about it, it's more of it's not like how people think about you. It's whether you are happy with where you are.
Definitely, I agree.
So you're accomplished in this in the sense that you are happy with where you are. Are you?
On a good day. On a good day, I'm happy where I am. On a less good day, I wish I was somewhere better. But then I am always aware of the fact that I have the ability to do better. So yeah.
You're working towards. You're climbing the hills.
Yeah, I keep climbing the hill. So yes, like Gus always climbs. He always looks for food. He needs to eat and climb and eat and climb.
Now I really understand why you call yourself Cat Gus.
I like that name.
Me too.
Me too.
Alright, thank you, Gus, for being in our quarter life conversations.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. I'll keep listening in for more advice from other people.
Great. Thank you.
Have a good one.